Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the sign of Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgos. So you'll be the first reading that I'm doing. I think I'll do a 9-card spread with 3 cards representing the past, 3 cards representing the present energies, and 3 cards representing the near future. I've already cleansed the space, and I'll be using these 2 decks today, this one as the main deck and this one as the clarifier. Something to note about my readings, all of the decks start out all in the upright, so when a card does come out in the reverse, I will take it. Also, I only take cards that come out face up. And you will hear me talk to my cards and to my guides, so ignore that. I will also include all of the shuffling and the laying of the cards, so please feel free to skip forward. I'll try and put the timestamp for that down in the description box below. But let's get started. These are messages for Virgo, our Virgo babies, for the month of September. More, please. Thank you. Actually, we'll take those 2 as the first position. Okay. Thank you. One more, please. And then finally, can I have 3? Let's move these up. Three for the near future. All right, thank you for your patience. I'll go through each row before pulling clarification. It looks like here in the recent past, there could have been a quick or unexpected change. It feels a little bit like a false start. That is something that you wanted to do or had plans to do necessarily got shaken up. This is the wild card in the deck. And it does indicate a quick and unexpected change. And with the Ace of Pentacles or Olodumare in the reverse here, like I said, something that you wanted to happen didn't get off the ground, or something that you had invested in up until this point, something didn't necessarily go right with it. Interesting though. Okay. Or something changed. Again, it could have been maybe the thing here was not necessarily a false start, but just unexpected. Yagu in the middle here, first of all, a lot of pentacle energy, but she is sort of an earnest, honest character. She brings a lot of stability to the situation. This is like a ride or die kind of energy. So let's see what this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Another aspect of this card in particular is the pain that's associated with creation. Here, I'll grab that in a second. As you can see, there's sort of an eye and it's crying down over this pentacle. So something is being created, but the focus here could be on the harder aspects, or like a childbirth kind of thing where there's pain involved, but there is a great reward at the end. Maybe here for some of you in the reverse, it means that something came easy or unexpectedly unexpectedly happened. Maybe because you had been putting sort of work in or had been doing what you needed to do, but let us clarify. Why am I having a hard time grabbing all these cards? Take one more. Take one more for that, if you have it. Anything else for this Ace of Wands? Interesting. So to clarify that, you have the Empress, which is about creativity, which is about fertility, having a lot of ideas. Also too about abundance. And you have the Prince of Wands. You can see he is sort of bad boy energy, the fire in his eyes. This can be somebody that's flighty, and so maybe even in a relationship, because Pentacles are about foundational things, so home, and these two figures here. If it's not sort of a false start in a relationship, it could be to that some of you, it was a false start because your ideas are flighty or your creativity is flighty, your focus might be. The biggest sort of energy that I'm getting off of this card is, yeah, that flighty energy, wanting to hit the road, the rolling stone kind of thing. So perhaps you had a idea, something creative or otherwise, and perhaps you didn't give it the care or energy that it deserved, and it ended up not being a thing. How about Yago? Thank you. Okay, we have here the Five of Swords coming out in clarification of this. Okay. The Five of Swords and the Four of Cups. Conflict as well as apathy here. Maybe somebody in the situation was acting selfishly or with sort of this blind ambition, or approached the situation with a certain apathy, which caused the things to go left. The aspect of this card is, you know, someone having already had 3 cups of wine, and the universe or a person is being offered another, and it's sort of like, do I want this? A sense of having had enough. So that's where the apathy comes in, not being sure of what, and maybe that's it, right? You're not sure what was being created was what you really wanted, or you weren't sure if it was really in service of your longer term or greater goals here, and you might have made a decision that was selfish but necessary. you know, or had to do something where there was collateral damage. Somebody might have been collateral damage in the situation. Let's see, how about the Barons? Clarification for Levons. Anything? Thank you much. We have the Princess of Wands and the Three of Cups. Interesting. Some of you didn't want, I feel like some of you still wanted to play, is what first came out when I heard that, with the Princess of Wands and the Prince of Wands coming out along with the Three of Cups. Maybe some of you weren't ready for something longer term or foundational. You just wanted to play, essentially. For some of you, there could have been a person actually like in your ear being like, no, it's time, you're too young, it's still time to have fun, like what's up, that kind of thing. And that could have had you change your mind or have this change of heart. In the current energy, we have the Three of Pentacles, Oya, and the Ten of Pentacles, or Chosi. We have Urzuli La Flambeau, or the Seven of Wands. And you have Granbois, or the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles both indicate to me you're nearing the end of the cycle, also because you have this World card, or the Carnival, here in your near future. You're definitely reaching or nearing the end of some sort of cycle, maybe in your home, career, health, family, as well as your emotional fulfillment. Like it feels like you're reaching a climax. That's what it felt like. It feels like you're reaching a climax here. I love that these two cards came out together, and look how energetically similar they are here, the purples and the plants down below. Oya, the Three of Pentacles, is about a sudden change, another kind of indication of something happening quickly, but to your benefit. But also can be a card of cooperation to two or three people. I mean, just a sense of cooperation. So too, a delegation of responsibilities here. So you could be bringing this situation to a head, especially with Urzuli La Flambeau here about emotion. You could be bringing or have brought this situation to a head. Again, it feels like in service of your long-term goals, in service of your happiness, or to bring about your happiness. Maybe it's something that you feel like you had to do, or the pressure was building and the dam broke, kind of thing. Any clarification for Oya and Ochosi, please? A ton of pentacle energy, which is generally slower moving. So maybe for some of you, this is a long time coming. Look at that, the Chariot card coming out for you. This is Cancer energy. The Chariot is all about moving forward. Look at her. She's behind the wheel of her car, and she has wings on. It's definitely you moving. This can be very isolated in nature. The Chariot card can be a little bit jaded and maybe have sort of a shell around her as she goes on this path, or as you move forward. Here, can I have another card for that? The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so you're going after your coin. You're going after the coiners. I mean, that's why maybe there's a lot of pentacle energy. You could have been bucking a relationship in service of like your own financial stability, your own kind of dreams here. But I mean, generally, Ochosi is about family, inheritance, legacy, and things like that. So you could be thinking about your legacy, or, I mean, you're a matriarch, some sort of matriarch, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy could also be involved. Sorry, I didn't mention, for the Wands energy, that is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fiery. Whereas this down here is much more earthy. Yeah, it really feels like, again, you kind of said, there's something you have to do. There's something I have to do. Another aspect I'm being drawn to mention, another aspect about Urzuli La Flambeau too, is there's a sense of defensiveness. She's willing to fight for, she's been fighting up until this point, and she's willing to throw down to continue on this path. So on one hand, a confidence in your position, having worked hard to get to this point, emotionally or spiritually, otherwise, even financially. But there's also a sense of feeling like threatened, because why else would you have to be in a defensive position if you didn't feel like there was some sort of threat, especially with Ogun right under it. So there could be a sense of pressure in the situation. What is, help me with Urzuli La Flambeau, please. You. One more, please. Okay, he said take 3. So we have the 6 of Swords, all about moving forward mentally, leaving something behind. But a big aspect of this, there's another deck in which this one is called the Science card, where you're internalizing, is that the right word I want to use? I either want to say internalizing or assimilating knowledge that you've gained up until this point. Again, she's worked hard to get to this point. You're assimilating or internalizing that knowledge and moving forward smarter, wiser now. You have the King of Swords, another card of mental clarity, another card you see his piercing eyes. He can see straight through, and he judges dispassionately. The 9 of Cups, a card of self-gratification here, having more than enough. And the 7 of Wands coming out yet again. So yeah, there's really a sense of having mental clarity, or now understanding where it is you want to go specifically. Again, 9s feel very individual to me a lot of the time, and so this emotional journey that you're on, which very quickly goes to the 10 of Cups, is one that's driven by a mental acuity or clarity of thought here, and maybe even harshness of tongue for some of you. Could be telling folks off. Or somebody is. This King of Swords is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. All right, and how about Creme Bois? Interesting. One more, please. Okay, we got 2 more. Okay, so very clearly you saw this card come out in the perpendicular, which is always a challenge position to me, and it feels here, especially with the 4 of Pentacles and the Tower card, I think a barrier to your happiness in the current energy is an overthinking here. You might not want to let go, or yeah, you could be, this is miserly, that 4 of Pentacles. There's a sense of stability in your current situation, and I think there's a fear of calling in this Tower moment. There's a fear of uprooting everything, of being the wild card, and shaken up. You don't want to rock the boat, right? You don't want to rock the boat. I think mentally you've moved to a new place, or you have, like I said, assimilated that knowledge. You're ready to move on, but I think you are still holding this barrier here. Is that Nine of Swords. You're racking your brain, you're losing sleep. This is you blanked out at a stoplight, and people are honking behind you, kind of energy, sitting there like, what will I do? What should I do? Oh my gosh, woe is me, woe is me. Okay. In the near future, you have the Nine of Wands, Masala Flambeau, the Five of Pentacles, or Ogun, and the World card, or the Carnival. I think what's interesting is you're going from that Nine of Swords to the Nine of Wands, and it's like you have maybe internalized, like I said, or assimilated that knowledge here. And while you are dealing with that mental strife that's associated with calling in this change, or with this change, it feels like moving forward, you've maybe accepted that, and are now trying to energetically shift the energy. Masala Flambeau is all about balance, between, heart and head, between will and intention, those sorts of things. You trying to find a dynamic balance and having strength in that. The Nine of Wands traditionally is also about, can be a bit of a wounded warrior, and being harkened back to the Seven of Wands, a sense that you have been fighting so much up until this point, at least spiritual battles. It feels you've been fighting these battles, and this is an indication that you've just got to persevere. You're almost there. You're right there. So keep going. Especially with the Carnival card here, which again is all about endings of cycles, beginnings of new ones. And particularly in this card, a safe ushering of that completion. It's not, yes, there's a bit of unexpected energy here, but once you have accepted, like I said, the cycle ends and the new one opens without necessarily all the pomp and circumstance for some of you. Right there in the middle is Ogun, the Five of Pentacles. This card in particular is the sense of pressure. These are two security guards, and they're holding back a crowd. So you could, especially with this Four of Pentacles up there, you could definitely be trying to hold on very, very tightly to something, whether it's the status quo, whether it's not wanting to rock the boat, maybe it's limiting thoughts, or maybe it's a reluctance to kind of cut something or even someone out. Whatever it is, there's a sense of pressure, and it feels like you're trying to balance it moving forward. Let's see anything from Masala Flambeau. No face, no case. Can I have clarification from Masala Flambeau, please? Oh gosh. One more, please. All right. We got two more. So we have the Two of Pentacles. Always you see that they have the Two Pentacles in their hand, a sense of juggling that is totally, you see the duality here in this Masa card, a dynamic balance. It feels like you're trying to find balance, and not just with your spiritual energy here, but with 3D things. Again, managing two people, managing your house and your job, your career, and your health, those sorts of things. you got the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Interesting. So maybe you are right now trying to, or in the near future, you might really be trying to balance sort of all of this that has happened in the past, maybe a false start in a relationship with a new one. The Eight of Wands is about messages, swift messages. It's all about swiftness. You see these arrows coming in here. It also is a connector for us. You got twice the Seven of Wands showing up in your current energy, and then you have the Eight of Wands, which can be a card, like I said, swiftness, initiation, things finally moving forward. And then you get to the Nine of Wands. So that energy also connects the present to the future, initiation. Maybe this is you, offering a cup of love, being ready to sort of do that again. That might be the new cycle that you're calling in. How about Ogun? Okay. You have the Lover's card, Gemini energy. You have the Seven of Pentacles. And you have the Four of Wands. Wow. I just feel like someone could be being pressured to get married, or like they've been in a relationship. They've been in a relationship for a long time, so it's like, might as well. Like we've been doing this for so long, or we've been here for so long. For others of you, there could be a delay in a marriage, and that a delay in a wedding or a celebration or something, and that could be causing a lot of pressure here. For some of you, with her eyes being open and I don't know, I shouldn't say her or his, but with these two figures, one of their eyes is open and the other's is closed. And the Four of Wands being my Wanderlust card. For some of you, the pressure could be like I said, the rolling stone. Do I stop here and put down roots, or do I keep moving? Like, do I really want to invest here? Is a question that you could be asking yourself, or feeling pressured about, or someone in the situation could be. You could be marrying a Gemini. I don't know, but again, this all came out over the pressure card, over the Five of Pentacles is also a card of lack. So somebody could be feeling like they're not enough, or they don't have enough, and maybe that's why they want to start something new. That's why they want to get married. I don't know. Take that how it resonates. Leave it if it does not, please. And then finally, clarification for this carnival. Okay. One more, please. Oh my God, way too much. Thank you, but that was way too much. Let's see. Let's try that again. One more for this carnival card, please. Sorry, my phone is ringing. All right, it really feels like this wants to be upright more than anything. It came out in sort of a challenge position up here. It could be a Leo person who was a challenge, or there could be a Leo person standing in the way of ending this cycle currently. But with the Ten of Cups coming out as well, which you had right here too, it feels this is such a kiss from the universe. Like once this cycle ends, once you accept and internalize this new change, or maybe come to terms with what you have to do in the situation, where there could, like I said, be collateral damage, or where you have to do something that's in service of your long-term or long-time goals. It feels like once you do that, you're going to be stepping into an immense happiness, again, a kiss from the universe. What I love too about this sun card, which is the Leo energy, an influx of positive energy. You see the sun. That is a splitting embryo, and you have that Empress card in the beginning, so some of you could absolutely be super fertile. But here in the bottom, you see that skeleton that has a massive smile on his face, and it's a sense of the cycle that you see here, the flowers coming up from that death and transformation. So it feels like this cycle is ready. Even if you're not, it feels like the cycle is ready here. You could, again, be going through some tough mental challenges, trying to come to terms with what must be done, what needs to be done here. But it feels like once you do start to adjust to that change, it's nothing but good stuff, especially in the current energy. You have great energy in the current energy here. Let's see if there's anything that I want to clarify before pulling some clarifying cards. Pulling some oracle cards, excuse me. Let's see. I know sometimes I force it with the nosiness, but I kind of want to see, at least in the current energy, in clarification. What is this Tower, please? Is there any information I can get for this Tower? Okay. We got the Devil card, the Strength card, the Three of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Very distinctly, I heard like someone has a really hard issue with people pleasing or setting boundaries, and it feels like this person might expend a lot of energy planning or helping other people with their goals before focusing on their own. Take that for whatever it is. But generally, somebody, again, could be battling with, it could be addictions, it could be codependencies in a relationship, it could be setting boundaries or people pleasing for that matter. And it feels like the Tower moment here is once you get control of your spiritual energy internally, maybe everything else externally might fall apart, or that's the fear at least. But I think, what can you do, right? You can't help other people if you are not emotionally fulfilled. And with all this 10 of Cups energy, that has been, I think, or is going to be an increasing focus for you, is pouring into yourself. What exactly do you want? And overcoming maybe that people pleasing, overcoming the feeling of, if I do something for myself, then everything will fall apart. Again, take that how it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Is there anything else here? All right, I'm going to pull 3 cards. I do not clarify these. They kind of generally have clear messages for you, and when I read out the words, you will definitely be able to intuit which ones are meant for you. So can I have 3 cards? Final lessons or advice for Virgo? Thank you. 2 more, please. Face no case. 2 more, please. Thank you. And 1 more. Please. Okay, that was a force, but we'll take. The first one is, how far are we? almost, steady progress, stamina, travel, a road trip, enjoy the journey. You got stomping grounds, origin, nostalgia, memories, tradition, tribute, visit, past, connection. You got aren't you precious, suffering fools, disdain, displeasure, contempt, poking fun, read between the lines. And finally, well, that just dills my pickle. Total contentment, it's a yes, success, wishes granted, mastery, joyous resolution. Okay, so those were the messages for you for September, Virgo. Happiest of birthdays. Remember to pour into yourself. Do not people please, or you have to set boundaries at one point or another. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Also, please feel free to watch your other signs, your moon, your rising, your Venus, whatever kind of signs you want to watch to get a full and complete message for you. If you have any questions or if this reading resonated with you, also please feel free to leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to respond. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.